Have you ever looked closely at heights of people? People in your class, around you every day. People in your school. People when you walk around your town. Which people stand out to you? The chances are that as you walk around, you don't really think about heights much. You walk around amongst people and don't even notice height unless one of two things occurs. Then it will strike you. If people are exceptionally tall, they stand out. Also, at the other end of the scale, if people are exceptionally short, they stand out. The reason you don't think about it much is that most people are around the average height. If you were to collect data on heights, and your sample would need to be reasonably large, of people of your age, and you plotted a histogram, it would probably be shaped as below. We can see we have height and frequency density. The center of the diagram shows that most people are close to the center. Most people are around average in height. There are only a few very tall people. By the same token, there are only a few very short people. An interesting fact is that your histogram would probably have a similar shape if you separated boys and girls. Here is the histogram, and height is along this way. It is true that boys are generally taller, at least after puberty. However, if we consider this to be the girls' histogram, for boys, the whole graph would just simply be shifted to the right. The shape would be the same. Whether we're looking at boys or girls, most are around the average height, with very few tall or short. Many other things follow a similar type of distribution. For example, IQ. The mean IQ is defined and set at 100. There are very few geniuses off to the right of the diagram, and by the same token, very few people are educationally subnormal. The breadth of leaves from a tree would follow a similar distribution. And interestingly, the volume of Coca-Cola in an unopened bottle labelled 500 milliliters would also follow this type of distribution. Clearly, this is a very important type of distribution. It arises through natural processes, such as heights, IQs, and breadths of leaves. But it also arises in certain manufacturing processes. We discussed the volume of Coca-Cola in a bottle, but other manufacturing processes can also lead to this type of distribution.